Hey rock stars, Crystal Baller here, and we're going to go over some beginner guitar chord basics. So first let's start with the E minor. You're going to take your middle finger and put it on the 5th string, also known as the A string, on the 2nd fret. Your ring finger is going to go down underneath it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, also known as the D string, okay? And you're going to play all of these open, like so. Now you can use other fingers for this chord depending on where you're playing it, but this is a good spot to start it, and I'll show you why momentarily. Make sure that your fingers are curved enough that you're not touching the strings around it. You don't want to have some thumpy sounds happening. Okay? So now I want you to let that chord go and try to find it again. Remember, that's middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and you strum it all. Cool. Next, let's go to an E major chord. So for this one, you're actually going to leave your fingers in the same spot as E minor, but we're going to take our pointer finger and put it on the 1st fret of the 3rd string and brighten it up a little bit with a happier major chord. And remember, keep those fingers curved and on your fingertips so you're not hitting the strings around it. It's also helpful if you're pushing the notes down as close to the fret as you can get it without actually being on the fret, then you don't have to push down as hard. So let it go, and now find it again. Cool. Now let's talk about A minor. A minor is the same shape as E minor, it's just everything scoots down a string. So your middle finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, your ring finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your pointer finger is going to go to the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And this one you play the bottom 5 strings, don't play the low E string. All right, so we got an A minor. All right, now let it go and find it again. Now when you come into this chord, usually your 1st finger is going to be your leading finger, so put your pointer finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, your middle finger goes to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and your ring finger goes to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and you start on the bottom 5. Cool. So now let's make this minor chord major, and to do that we have to do a little bit of rearranging, but we're still going to be holding down the 2nd fret of the 3rd and 4th strings. We just have to move our fingers. So our pointer finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, our middle finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and our ring finger is going to go to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, okay? And you're still going to play the bottom 5, but notice how that's one note different from the minor, and it really changes the sound a lot. And again, you want to really be on your fingertips here and curve your hand out so you're not muting that high E string. Right? Cool. All right, next one. I want you to let this go and find it again. It's pretty easy to find. If you have fat fingers, you could actually hold this one down with 2 fingers instead of 3, but it's however it feels good to you. Okay, now I want you to find that A minor chord again. Point your finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Middle finger skip a string and go to the 4th string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger goes in between on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. That was your A minor. Now we're going to change this to a C chord, and it's super easy. All we have to do is take our ring finger, lift it up, and stretch it to the 3rd fret of the 5th string. And we're going to play the bottom 5 strings. Cool, right? A minor to C. Kind of like Jolene, Jolene, Joe. Beginning of Jolene. All right, so that's another one. Next, we're going to go to let's do a G chord. So there's 2 ways you can play a G chord. One way is we're already in the C shape. So we can take our ring finger and scoot it up a string and keep it on the same fret, and our middle finger and scoot it up a string and keep it on the same fret, and lift up our pointer finger. And so you're on the 3rd fret of the E string and the 2nd fret of the A string, and you just strum the top, usually. Okay, that's one way to play it. So if you're in a C, you can go to a G pretty easy. But also, we could play a G with our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the E string and our pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And you can also put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the little E string. So you have this fuller chord. And then if you wanted to add your ring finger to the 3rd fret of the B string, you can also do that and play a G like this. Okay, so that's another way to play G. So you have G like this, you have G like this, and G like this. It's all G. It's all good. Okay, so that's your G chord. So far we've talked about E minor, E major, A minor, A major, C, G. Cool. And now let's add in a D chord. This one's a little bit different than the other ones. I feel like some people struggle when they're first starting out with C chord, or they struggle with D chord. It's like either one. It's a mind F. Okay, so put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Your middle finger goes to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and your ring finger goes in between on the 3rd fret of the B string, the 2nd string. Okay, and on the D chord, you strum the bottom 4 strings. This is one you have to be pretty careful about with that ring finger, not muting that E string, because you don't really have a lot of strings you're strumming as is, so it's really important that each string rings out very clearly. All right, so that's a D chord. Woo! All right, so that is enough to get you started with an E minor, E major, A minor, C, G, D. And once you master these basic open chords, you, my friend, will be at, I would say, like an intermediate beginner level. Okay, so it's really important that you just start to build these into muscle memory. And the easiest way to do that is with a metronome and just kind of timing yourself. So let's say, all right, I'm just going to play a D chord and a G chord. And I'm going to go back and forth between those. So my metronome's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So while it's counting, I have time to switch my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I strum on the 1 and I'm already switching and trying to hit it before it gets back to 1. And that's how you master chords C, 2, 3, 4 to G, 2, 3, 4 to C, 2, 3, 4 to G. And as I'm waiting on the beat to come around, like my hand's already ready, I know I'm ready to speed up the metronome. You want to be in a state of like, while you're practicing these exercises. So you get faster at your chord changes. And then you're going from finding each individual one into just grabbing it, and your hand will know what to do. And this takes time, so don't be hard on yourself. Your hands are going to hurt, 1. 2, if you have long nails, it's just not going to fly, friend. Sorry. You're going to have to turn those up. But you get past like the first 6 weeks of guitar and you learn these open chords, you'll start to feel pretty damn good about yourself. I guarantee that. All right, well, thanks for taking the time to watch. Best of luck to you. Please, if you have any questions about anything, hit me up. I'm a human being who, loves to teach music, and I'd be happy to connect with you. All right, stay sane, friends. Bye.